And we're live.
And we're live. Welcome to the Hangout. We're
Welcome.
just chatting over brunch because I haven't eaten anything today. Kezia Carter, Jay Carter.
Jay Carter.
Yeah. I'm having a bagel with cream cheese. What are you eating?
I'm having an entire fruit and vegetable tray. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
One of Andrea's Relief Society activities.
What, like she brought it and no one ate it? So
No, like it was there and they didn't finish it.
Was it going to go bad or something?
Well, eventually, I mean, it's fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. You know what I mean? You gotta eat it sometime soon. So I've been eating apples and grapes and cantaloupe and honeydew and celery and carrots and dip.
Chips and dip.
Yips and dip.
I also got this little yogurt thing, Chobani Greek yogurt flip. I don't buy these usually because I don't like that. Do you get into Greek yogurt? Because I do not like that most of the Greek yogurt, they take all of the fat out of the yogurt. Yogurt is meant to have fat in it, and that's where the flavor is. And I don't like it that like all of them are like 0% fat and no calories, and it's not even, it's just air. It's just packaged air, and the air has been flavored.
Yeah, I've tried Greek yogurt. It's pretty much feta cheese with like granola on top.
It's so good. It is not feta cheese. Feta is more, it's a distinct flavor.
Yes, I understand your delusions. That's fine.
It's not a delusion. It is delicious.
That should be on a shirt. Hashtag, it's not a delusion, it's delicious.
I had a pretty fun weekend. I begin the week with high expectations of trying to get ahead in my classes, but then even though I tried to work on it during the week, it doesn't get completed until the very last second. So that's what happened this weekend. I also went to the Getty Museum.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on Facebook for that.
Which was awesome. I've never been to Getty, so I have a joke. Helen Keller walks into a bar.
She says, ouch.
No, she walks into a bar.
Okay.
Then a table, then a chair.
Oh, see, I knew it was coming.
That is so funny.
That's racist.
Racist. That's not racist. It's making fun of her disability. It's disabilitist.
Disabilitist? You know, they don't call them disabilities anymore, Kezia. They call them differently abilities.
I don't think they should be called disabilities at all because it just further emphasizes the use of labels.
Not to mention that even if you call it differently abled, it still emphasizes a difference when we should be emphasizing our similarities.
You're still recognizing a difference.
Even though, like, if you think about it, okay, so like some people say autism is a superpower, which it is.
Yeah.
Okay, even then you're pointing out that the person is different. Superheroes have superpowers. That's why they're called superheroes and not regular heroes or just people. I don't think there's a problem with labels per se. I don't think there's a problem with differences per se. I just think we need to not be so upset about it and judge people based on their differences. That's what I'm saying. Hey,
speaking of superheroes, did you know that superheroes, like the proportions of their body, how you draw them in comics, and then you like also like how their bodies. So
I can hear you waving your hands around.
Actually, I didn't wave my hands at all. No, but their proportions stem from the ancient Roman ideal of the ideal body, which those are the characteristics that we still hold today.
Vitruvian man and all that.
Yes. So, but it like those perfect proportions are, what's that word that's bigger than emphasized?
Accentuated?
Accentuated. So the regular man would be 6 heads tall.
Yes.
But the superhero and like the Roman god, he's 8 heads tall and his proportions are slightly out of whack. You know, his head is slightly smaller than the rest in proportion to the rest of his body. And
in answer to your question, Kezia, I did know that.
Okay.
Being an illustrator and reading comic books, I was aware of those things that you just said.
Well, I wasn't, and I just, during the research for some of my essays, I found that out.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. Like, there's this guy, his name's Rob Liefeld. You should look up some of his stuff because it is ridiculous. This guy apparently, like, had really bad sight or something because when he would draw, I'm convinced he would just have his nose pressed up against the paper as he drew because the proportions would end up being ridiculous. Like there would be a lady who would literally have legs that are like 3 times as long as her torso.
Yeah.
That just did not look like it was obviously wrong. Or like there's this picture of Captain America that I thought was awesome. And when I say awesome, I mean terrible. Where like you're looking at him from the side and his chest is like as thick as his shoulders should be from the front. And somebody has gone in to all the different Rob Liefeld ridiculousness and like done skeleton sketches of what their skeletons would look like if they actually were proportioned that way, and they look stupid. They look really dumb.
I bet they would. That reminds me of like Olympic gymnasts. The men's, the guy gymnasts who would compete for the rings.
Yeah.
They are insane. Well, some of them are proportioned fine. Like the Japanese guy he looked okay.
Right.
But man, there's this guy from like, what was it, like Romania or Estonia or somewhere in Europe.
Or Irakia.
His arms were so giant. Each arm was probably as big as both of his legs.
Because that's what happens when you exercise.
That's what happens.
Which is why I don't exercise.
No, that's just not exercise. That's like extreme bodybuilding. Superhero strength.